Hello everybody! Today we are taking on the most difficult challenge of our Alaska trip. Today we are driving on the Dalton Highway, also called the Haul Road, which goes all the way north to the Arctic Ocean. From Düsseldorf, Germany.
The Grand Canyon. There's nowhere else.
We begin our journey at the Alaska Pipeline Visitors Center, located a few miles north of Fairbanks. The pipeline goes from the oil fields in Prudhoe Bay in the Arctic to Valdez in the south. This is actually one of the few places where you can get really close to the pipeline without getting in trouble. These interesting contraptions are called pigs. They are used to maintain the pipeline.
That's the spot.
A few more miles and we take the Yukon Highway, also Alaska Highway number 2.
Loose gravel. 35 miles an hour.
We travel on this road for 73 miles until the Living Good Junction, where the pavement ends and the Dalton begins. The Dalton Highway goes all the way to the Arctic, parallel to the Alaska Pipeline.
Lower gear.
In the beginning, the road conditions are a little worse than we expected, but after a few minutes, we get used to it.
Ice road truckers.
Here we go.
Then it does get really bad as dust turns into mud. We actually don't have any footage of the worst part. We were concentrating on keeping the vehicle on the road. We must also yield to the truckers. A few more miles and we get our confidence back and start enjoying the beautiful scenery before us.
20 miles.
After barely 20 miles on the Dalton Highway, this is how our Ford Escape looks. Let's go around it. Make sure. And we are at the Hess Creek Overlook, right off the Dalton Highway. Yes. Here the surface and this part of the Dalton is actually quite smooth. We were through a lot worse a couple of miles back, but it was wet.
The good thing about the Dalton is that every few miles there is something interesting to see. We continue north. Our next stop, the Yukon River. Last gas station for 120 miles.
This is the Yukon River Bridge.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Everywhere you look.
And of course, the pipeline.
The pipeline, the bridge is in an incline. long pit stop of our journey. As we're gonna get some gas, get some food, and continue towards Finger Mountain and the Arctic Circle.
This is the Yukon camp.
It's a recreational area. Hotel, restaurant, gifts, I think I buy. As we descend upon the Yukon River, among a swarm of mosquitoes, bees, flies, and other unidentifiable insects. That sounds very dramatic, doesn't it? We continue going down, and here we can see the bridge over the mighty Yukon. I guess people do come down here with their trucks.
Boat. I don't know what the hell that is. But they're everywhere.
It has solar panels.
This is the Yukon Camp Visitors Center. Only two types of fuel, diesel or unleaded, no regular or premium, none of that nonsense, and expensive. We decide to have lunch at the Hot Spot Cafe, 5 miles north. The place is a hotel, it is a restaurant, and an airport, the 5 Mile Airport it is called. They have these funny signs on the walls and a warning about the bears by the outhouse. And it looks like they actually grow some of their own food at the place. Food was kind of good actually. We are back on the Dalton. This area is famous for the steep hills, and even truckers have given them names such as the Beaver Slide and the roller coaster.
The clouds are definitely different at this night. Okay, so this is what happens to cars on the Dalton Highway. We are at the 86-mile overlook on the Dalton Highway. The 86-mile overlook. It is incredibly peaceful up here.
Here's Brian making a sculpture out of rocks. I came up with a brilliant idea of attaching the camera to the center headrest in the back of the car using a Gorilla Pod.
15.
Nice.
I guess that didn't work out so well.
There's a truck coming and the zigzags of the pipeline. There may be ice road truckers, but we are mud road truckers. What can we say? Finger Mountain.
The gravity paper points directly to Fairbanks.
This type of rock formation is called a tor, and it's caused by permafrost. And I'm sorry to say we are almost out of time. Stay tuned as we continue on our journey north on the next episode, part 4.
And at 5 p.m. the sun is still high in the sky. And we have finally arrived to one of the main landmarks of our Arctic voyage, the Arctic Circle. 6633 latitude north, the point where this day on the summer solstice, the sun does not set.